Week 2 of our trip to Puglia, and we've just headed down from our first stop in Taranto to Nardo, and we're going to use this as the base for visiting places like Lecce, which is the Baroque capital of Salento, then Gallipoli, which is only about 15 minutes away from where we are. That's supposed to be a pretty town with a good fish market. And then heading down to the southern tip of the heel of Italy, where the Ionian and Adriatic seas meet. So we'll check out these places over the next week. We're looking now at some photos we took on our trip to Lecce. So Lecce was a very rich city back in the 17th century, so the inhabitants spent quite a bit of money on their Baroque architecture, and it's a pretty town. It's actually it's a city. It's got a university. It's pretty big, but the central old town is still really nice. Some lovely buildings with this sort of golden ochre hue to it from the limestone that they've used. Again, lots of narrow alleyways, and you just sort of work your way through this labyrinth of streets, not quite knowing where you are, but eventually you pop out at a piazza. And they discovered a Roman amphitheatre probably about 100 years or so ago now. They discovered it, and they've started to excavate it, but as you can see, there's only a small portion of it that's currently exposed. The rest is buried under roads and quite substantial buildings, so I'm not so sure that they're actually ever going to be able to completely excavate it. We had lunch in one of the little squares tucked away off the main streets, and I continued my quest to try and find the best pizza in Puglia. This is the 4th one I've had, and its ranking is number 3, unfortunately. Friday morning, must be time for fish. So, I look online. Lots and lots of entries about the fish market at Gallipoli, which is about 15 minutes away from where we're staying. Of course, when we get to Gallipoli, is there any sign of the fish market? No. So, we're just wandering in the general direction of where we think it is. Let's see how we go. This is not what I anticipated at all.
Yeah, pesce fresco.
Yeah, I think these are more fish restaurants. We're looking for a market.
Wow. And this is a market because they say filleted fish, raw fish, fresh fish.
Okay. All right, so there is some fish. And there's another seller over here. But I'm thinking about the fish market in Palomas in Spain, which was huge. And I expected something similar, but yeah, obviously not. So let's hope we can get what we want from these limited stores. Right, well, as you wander around, there's actually a few stalls. There's about 5 or 6, so we've got a bit of a choice. We've seen some octopus, we've seen some tuna, we've seen some prawns. I want some vongole for my spaghetti. You got that? There's no prices, of course. Go and check this one undercover here. These look like the vongole. You could have some. Do I?
Yeah, you have a raw one.
All right.
I'll fill.
Okay.
Okay, Paul is having a raw one. Okay.
Oh, look at that bit of lemon on it. This is...
Yeah, I know, I told you. Okay, try it. Oh, you have to suck it out. Buona. Okay. Per due.
Okay, ciao. Okay, well, good service, giving me a tasting, but I can't help having that disconcerting feeling that we've been ripped off there. So that was €10 for that, basically one serving of vongole. Okay, so the octopus was €20 a kilo, and we've got one.
Uno basta?
Uno.
There's one, and it weighs 368. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 7 something.
Yeah, so that's.
7.
I'm not sure what you're thinking of doing with that for a meal, but that's not a lot.
Really? It's with the prawns.
Okay, all right, okay. And then we're getting some tuna cut. Tuna's €24 a kilo, which is a bad price compared to back home.
It's a small one.
That's a chunky piece of tuna.
That's it, half a kilo.
Okay, let's see what it comes out of. Here we go.
Oh.
30, that's okay.
Ah, ce n'è.
Yeah, okay.
Sì.
No.
No, yeah, sì.
Okay.
Yeah.
This morning we've come down to the southernmost point in Puglia. This is Santa Maria de Lucca. Quite sure. This place is heaving with people. We've just had to drive all the way through the town and out to this car park at the other end to find a space. There's a big market right through the middle of town. Seems to go on forever. So we're going to walk down to the marina and check out the market, and if we're feeling really energetic, we might go up these steps here and find out what's at the top. Okay, well, we climbed the steps. Definitely worth it. Beautiful view. Bit disappointed when you get to the top, breathless, and find that we could have driven up here. So this is the lovely beach at Santa Maria del Bagno. So we've been here nearly a week now. So we've got into a bit of a pattern now. We get down here about 9:30 in the morning. Vassie heads down to the beach, grabs a spot, and I stay up the top and have my cappuccino and my pasticelli, which is the lovely pastry with, generally for me, chocolate on the inside. And I found somewhere that actually does a good cappuccino. It's really nice. Most of them are pretty watery, and the milk is so foamy that you don't feel as though you're actually having any milk. And sometimes it's UHT milk, which doesn't help. So yeah, we're really enjoying the stay here. This has definitely improved how we feel about Italia. There seem to be quite a lot of locals that come down to this beach every day, and they all know each other, and it's just basically a meeting point for them. And there's a bunch of the ladies doing the exercise. So a lot of these people, they just spend an hour or so in the water up to their waist, just standing in the water chatting. Final day down on the beach. What a beautiful morning. First time there's been no wind. Look at the colour of this water. Stunning. So, off for my cappuccino. Don't know whether you can pick Vassie out. She's just emerged on the beach there. Gonna find a pose. 9:30 in the morning and it's pretty busy already. When we were on the beach this morning, we met a couple from New Zealand, and they told us that at 6 o'clock tonight there was a start of a big feast festival for the village, including a boat with Santa Maria on the boat coming into the bay. So we've dutifully come down, and it's now 6:22, and the only sign of activity so far is these things being draped from the wall, and down here a boat and some kayaks with flags on. Well, it's getting dark now. The crowds are actually getting quite big, but there's still no action. So we found a nice rooftop bar and we're having a drink before we have something to eat. Okay, so that was perfect timing. We just come out of the bar to go to the pizza restaurant before everybody else descends on it. We weren't sure what was happening with the procession or the festival, but we just walked up this side street and here it comes. So we've just had the band, now we've actually got the Santa Maria, presumably.
Tutta la tua grazia, Padre, tutto l'annuncio dell'angelo ci ha rivelato l'incarnazione del tuo Figlio per la sua passione e la sua croce, guidaci alla gloria della risurrezione. Per Cristo nostro Signore. Amen. Procediamo. Lodato sempre sia il santissimo nome di Gesù, di Giuseppe e di Maria. E Regina assunta in cielo, prega per noi.
We're now walking back from the restaurant, and the crowds are just like huge. Bear in mind that the official population of this village, town, is 950. And what they're still doing is watching. There's a procession going on over here. So what we saw going down the street is now bobbing on the water in front of us. Can I also just say whilst you look at all these people, I googled whether there was a festival today in Santa Maria, and I looked on lots and lots of websites, trip sites, travel advisory sites. There was nothing, no reference to this festival at all. Look at it.